I have been through a lot. A lot of people say that I should probably write a book or whatnot. So, when I was younger, my mom always instilled in me that God is amazing and that I need to repent and give my life to God and thank God every day and just give my troubles to God and he will help me the rest of the way. She was a big influence on my life. She was a God-fearing Christian woman and she loved the Lord with all her heart. So, when I was younger, I was rebellious. I was in and out of juvenile detention center. I experimented with drugs. I had sex. I was sleeping around. I was drinking. I was just a really bad girl. I did end up getting with a man, well, a boy, and we were together for 9 years. He physically and mentally abused me. At age 12, I was put on medications and I was suicidal. I had suicidal ideations. I attempted 4 times, and the last time was in 2001 where I slipped my wrist and it was bad. In the ambulance, they called Code Blue. I was in respiratory distress and I almost died. So after I got treatment for that, I started seeing a psychiatrist. I started going to therapy. I was put on SSRIs. At age 16, my dad committed 3 armed robberies and went to prison for 13 years. So it was just me and my mom, and it was very hard. She was on disability. I didn't have a job, and we lived in a mobile home. So we were on welfare. We had food stamps and no other source of income. So it was very hard to keep the lights on, to pay the rent, the lot fee. And so we moved with the mobile home that we were in to another park. And I ended up moving out with my abusive boyfriend. And so my mom, she has a very kind heart. She let some people move into the mobile home when I moved out, and they got her kicked out. So even though she owned the mobile home, she had to get out, and she got $500 for a $10,000 mobile home. And then she was homeless. And when I left my boyfriend's place after I had finally, got the courage to leave, it was just me and her, and we were bouncing from hotel to hotel, and it was just a bad, rough time for both of us. Finally, we ended up staying with my sister, and that was rough because my sister and I really didn't get along that much. So we did end up becoming homeless and living in the truck, hotel to hotel. I finally got a boyfriend and moved in with him at the time. And then my mom was homeless still, so she finally got the courage to ask my grandpa to move in with him. She moved in with them. It was good. She even, stayed with him, took care of him up until he passed away. The boyfriend that I was staying with, we didn't stay together for very long. We moved to Connecticut and he left me. So I was by myself at my sister's house, and then I got introduced to my now husband, and he helped me so much mentally, and he helped me see the light. So we moved to Michigan together, and I took care of his aunt until she had to go to a nursing home. So I ended up getting weight loss surgery. I lost over 150 pounds. 10 months after surgery, I got pregnant with my son, who is almost 5 years old. In 2013, my dad got out of prison, but he never stopped doing drugs. He was getting high while he was in prison. My mom waited for him. So when he got out, they got back together, and he never quit the drugs and dragged my mom into drugs as well. She already had COPD, congenital heart failure, and it was just a big old mess. Whenever I would try to call, she was sleeping, and I never got a hold with her. So our amazing relationship was broken. While I was pregnant with my son, we moved down here to Florida and stayed with my husband's mother, somebody that she knew. We stayed in the house. It was very cool, and we hit it off. And I was still living in sin. I was still a lukewarm Christian. Although I believed in God, I was neither hot or cold. I was lukewarm. So in 2016, my brother had passed away. My parents didn't even make it to the funeral because they were on a meth binge and made it halfway from Florida to Connecticut and turned back around and went back to Florida. Before my mom passed in 2018, she was able to meet my son, which is what I wanted more than anything, was for her to meet him. And she did. But then she passed away in 2018, and then 3 months later, my husband's mother passed away. Then in the next year, my oldest sister passed away. I had a miscarriage in 2011. I ended up having a miscarriage in 2019. And then the most recent one was this year. And I'm still trying to figure out what could have caused that. So I've been getting a lot of blood work done. I just found out that I am anemic. Is it a blood clotting problem or whatnot? So also got off of SSRIs. It's been a year now. After 26 years, no longer taking SSRIs because they made me feel like a zombie, and now I am free and no longer depressed, no longer anxious. I mean, I still have my days, but the Lord helps me with everything that I need, and I am happier and freer than I have ever been in my whole entire life. My husband prayed and prayed and prayed for years for me to wake up, and I finally woke up last year, the beginning of last year. I had an experience where I experienced damnation, and Jesus saved me. 3 days later, I got a knock at the door at 2:00 in the morning, and they told me that my father had overdosed and died. That was enough to wake me up, and now I have a prayer life. I read the Bible. I am in the Word. I am trying to live as righteously as I can, and I am saved and no longer hesitant when somebody asks me if I'm saved. Now, although I've went through all this loss and troubles, I have never lost my faith, and I will never lose my faith. I hope that this testimony helps somebody, because even though I don't have any friends anymore, they all broke away from me once I started walking with the Lord. Even though I don't have any friends and a lot of my family is gone, I still have Jesus, and that's all I need. So it's God first and everything else follows. My husband has helped me every step of the way, and he is the leader of the house, so it helps me so much. So I hope that this testimony helps somebody. I tried to be as quick as I could with this video. So I will see you next time, and God bless. Hope this helps somebody. If it does, let me know.